Melvin stares at the screen in disbelief.
No!
He rereads the banner that sits diagonally over the picture of the item of his desire.
Sold? No, that can't be.
Melvin double-checks the date. Yes, the auction was for today. He double-checks the time. Yes, the auction was for 8 o'clock, and definitely p.m. 8 at night on the 4th. Then he sees the 3 small letters off to the side of the time.
GMT? What's GMT?
He opens a new tab and does a quick search.
Greenwich Mean Time? What in the hell is Greenwich Mean Time?
His eyes widen.
5-hour difference? I should have been on 5 hours ago? That's not right. It should default to Eastern Time. Default!
It takes all of Melvin's self-control not to punch his computer monitor. That'd be the 3rd monitor in the last 2 months. So Melvin, despite his intense rage at missing out on the auction, is quite proud of his restraint. He stands up and punches his thighs over and over and over instead. By the time the pain reaches his brain, he's exhausted himself. So he plops back into his chair and stares at the screen some more. It says, sold.
But it was supposed to be mine. I was supposed to have it. How could someone else have it? That doesn't make sense.
He pulls at his hair.
That doesn't make sense!
Melvin punches the monitor, and the screen splits into a million jagged cracks.
Damn it!
He punches the monitor again, and blood joins the cracks. The sight of red on the screen and the blood dripping from the 100 small cuts on his knuckles enrages Melvin even more. He leaps out of his chair, grabs the monitor on both sides, and throws it across his bedroom.
Melvin? What's going on in there?
Nothing, Mom! Shut up and watch your shows!
Don't tell me to shut up!
I'll tell you to shut up if I want to tell you to shut up, you dumb bitch!
If your father was alive, he'd tan your hide for speaking to me that way.
Well, he's not alive, is he, Mom? Is he? So shut your stupid trap and leave me alone!
Did you break your computer TV again? Is that what I heard? I'm not paying for another computer TV, Melvin.
It's not a computer TV, Mom. It's a computer monitor. Monitor!
I don't care what it's called. I'm still not buying you a new one.
Melvin shakes with rage. All he wants to do is run screaming from his bedroom with his broken monitor held up high so he can race into the living room and smash it over his mother's head. But he thinks of his father, and oh, what a mess that was. Such a big mess. A big, big mess.
Shut up, Mom.
He nudges the broken monitor with his toe and winces as a shard of glass embeds itself under his nail.
Damn it! Just stupid, crappy, damn it, poop, shit, fart, poop!
Hobbling to his bedroom door, Melvin opens it slowly, not wanting his mother to hear.
Melvin? What are you up to now? What are you doing?
Melvin's shoulders simultaneously slump and shake with rage. It's a posture he's perfected over his 31 years in response to his mother's constant, never-ending, always shrill, ever-judging, stupid, stupid, stupid voice. Without responding, Melvin limps into the bathroom and closes and locks the door. He hunts under the sink for the first aid kit, but doesn't find it. Tossing cleaners and wipes and extra toilet paper everywhere, Melvin empties the small space. Still no first aid kit. He stands and yanks open the medicine cabinet. There's a bottle of iodine and a box of adhesive bandages on a shelf. His mother calls them Band-Aids, but Melvin knows better. Band-Aids are a specific brand of adhesive bandages. The box in the cupboard is the generic kind from Kroger, which makes them adhesive bandages, not Band-Aids.
So stupid, Mom. You're so stupid.
He pulls the bottle and box down onto the bathroom counter, then closes the lid on the toilet and takes a seat. He stares at his knuckles, then looks down at his bleeding toe. Melvin doesn't know where to start, knuckles or toe. He shrugs and opens the bottle of iodine, holding it over his toe first.
Gotta be careful. Slow. Gotta pour slow.
He looks at the bottle, then at his toe, then at the bathroom floor.
I should put a towel down so I don't...
A sudden banging on the bathroom door makes him jump. which causes him to fumble the bottle for half a second before it slips from his grip and falls, landing directly on his wounded toe, then onto the bathroom floor, where it glugs iodine onto the stained linoleum.
God damn it, Mother!
The pain is excruciating. His rage engulfs him. The iodine spills from the bottle, a rusty pool of acrid liquid spreading across the bathroom floor.
Melvin, what are you doing in there? Are you masturbating?
No, Mom! I'm not masturbating! Go away!
What are you doing? Is that my iodine I smell? Are you using my iodine?
I had to! The first aid kit is missing, Mom!
I moved it into the kitchen after I cut myself slicing a bagel. Did you know that bagel injuries are the #1 emergency room wound?
No, I didn't know that, Mom. You know why? Because I don't care. No one cares about that stupid crap!
There's silence for a moment.
Well, I care.
Melvin grabs a towel off the bar on the shower door and mops up the iodine. He sees his mistake instantly as the white towel turns rusty brownish red from the iodine and his blood. Man, that shard of monitor under his toenail is bleeding like a stuck dad. Still seated on the toilet, Melvin opens a drawer and grabs a pair of tweezers. They're the ones his mother uses to pluck her eyebrows, but Melvin doesn't care. His personal health and well-being are more important than his mother's preening. Carefully, slowly, painfully, Melvin extracts the shard of glass, tossing the sliver into the trash next to the toilet. Blood wells up and spills out from under the toenail, dripping down onto the irreparably stained bath towel. Melvin pours iodine over the toe, not caring any longer about the mess he makes. 36 minutes later, Melvin's toe is doctored and wrapped, as are his knuckles. He looks down at his hand and grins.
Badass!
Melvin, are you done in the bathroom? I need to make a BM.
God, Mom, I don't need to hear that. And yeah, I'm done. Not that you care.
Oh, Melvin, why are you so hateful?
Shut up, Mom!
He returns to his room and strips off his sweatpants so he can put on a pair of jeans. A dirty, musty, rancid smell comes off the jeans as he pulls them up over his legs, careful of his wounded toe. Melvin has no idea the last time the jeans were washed. He really has no idea the last time anything was washed.
Mom, you forgot to do laundry again!
His mother doesn't answer.
Dumb bitch. Always forgetting my laundry. What's the point of her, huh?
Then Melvin remembers that it's his mother's disability and Social Security checks that pay the bills. Melvin hasn't had a job in years. How can he work when people are so stupid? They don't understand him and his way of looking at the world. Plus, his mother can't take care of herself. Not disabled as she is, so he has to stay home. A job would be stupid, just like the people at jobs. All stupid.
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Melvin finds a hoodie and sniffs it. It's not too offensive. He pulls it on, then walks to his deck and grabs the can of Febreze. He sprays himself down with the room deodorizer, breathing deeply of the fresh laundry scent.
Good as new.
As Melvin leaves his bedroom, he eyes the closed bathroom door.
I'm going to the store for a new monitor, Mom.
With what money?
I have my own money, Mom. I sell things online.
You spend all that money on new things you buy online.
Shut up, Mom. I have money, and I'm buying a new monitor.
Done listening to his mother's crap, Melvin hurries down the hallway and into the kitchen. He grabs the car keys off the hook and steps out into the garage. The 1983 Plymouth Horizon waits for him in all its dinged, dented, and rusted glory. It takes him exactly 8 tries before the engine turns over. He hits the button on the clicker, and bright sunlight filters inside as the garage door yawns open behind him. Backing out, Melvin ignores the dead lawn and the shriveled rose bushes in his front yard. What does he care about landscaping? That's his mother's job. A next-door neighbor tries to wave Melvin down, but he ignores the man and pulls out into the street. He puts the car in drive and heads out, leaving the waving neighbor far behind in his rearview mirror. When he reaches the big box electronics store, he has to drive around for 20 minutes before a suitable parking space opens up. Melvin doesn't like to park more than 3 spaces away from the front. He won't accept the 4th or 5th spots. They just aren't close enough. Everyone knows that. The second Melvin steps through the automatic sliding doors, Staff scramble to make themselves scarce. A cashier quietly calls into her lapel mic that the monitor guy is back. Heads from staff who didn't see him enter suddenly lift up, looking for signs of Melvin like gazelles look for signs of approaching lions.
You will help me.
A young man in his blue uniform shirt turns around from where he's restocking phone cases and blanches. His eyes dart to each side, panicked, desperate for help from his coworkers. But as other blue shirts disappear into the aisles, his shoulders slump with the realization that he is on his own.
Hello, sir. How may I help you today? I need a new computer monitor.
Melvin pulls out his phone and swipes a few times, then turns it around for the young man to see.
This exact one. I need it now. Go get it for me.
That's a picture of a broken monitor.
Yeah, that's because it's broken. What does that matter? Look at the picture and go get me this exact monitor, now!
The young clerk jumps, but holds his ground.
Do you know the brand, sir? The model? I can't tell from the picture what exact monitor it is.
Oh my god! How stupid are you?
Melvin faces his phone again and pinches and pulls until he has the bottom of the monitor blown up on his screen. Then he shoves the phone at the young clerk again.
There! See? Get that!
The young clerk frowns.
I still can't read that, sir. I am sorry. Do you have an account with us? I can look up your purchases and see if it's in there. Will that be helpful?
Helpful for you, maybe. I don't need to know my purchases. I already bought the stuff. I know what it all is.
The young clerk looks like a deer caught in headlights. He glances around for help once more, quickly sees that no one is coming, and sighs.
Yes, thank you, sir. It would help me considerably. If you'll follow me.
I don't follow anyone. Go get my monitor.
Of course, sir. Can I get your name?
You know my name. I come in here all the time. I'm a very important customer.
Yes, sir, you are. But I need your name so I don't accidentally look up an account for someone not as important as you.
Melvin frowns and thinks about what the young clerk said. He scratches his neck beard, looks about to make sure no one is listening, then leans in close. The young clerk recoils at the smell, an unfortunate mixture of Febreze, sweat, and various odors.
Melvin T. Agnew.
He jams a finger up under the young clerk's nose.
And if you tell anyone that, I'll find out where you live and cut your balls off. Then I'll sell them on the dark web.
Melvin's finger slips into one of the young clerk's nostrils, and he yanks the poor man closer.
Ow! Hey! Don't mess with me, punk. I'm a big deal on the dark web. Do you know what they call me?
With Melvin's finger still in his nostril, the young clerk shakes his head.
The Annihilator. Scary, isn't it?
And with Melvin's finger still in his nostril, the young clerk nods.
Yeah, that's right. It's scary. Now go get me my monitor.
The young clerk jerks away from Melvin and hurries off into the aisles. Melvin waits, sneering at the staff and other customers as they all give him a wide berth. In a couple of minutes, a tall man with a manager name tag approaches Melvin. Melvin sees him coming and his eyes go wide.
Don't you touch me! Don't you dare!
The tall man points to the exit.
You, get out now. I told you last time that if you touched one of my staff again, you would be barred from my store. This isn't your store. You don't own it.
But that's about all the argument Melvin has in him. He turns tail and runs out of the store, screaming over his shoulder.
I'll just buy it off Amazon!
When he gets home, he rushes into the living room and stands in front of the TV, blocking his mother's view from where she sits in her nasty, moldy, smelly recliner.
God, Mom! Take a shower or something! You stink!
Melvin, move!
No, Mom! I need your phone! I have to order a new monitor because the jerk manager down at the store is so stupid that he forgot to keep the monitor I like in stock.
That's not what happened, is it, Melvin? You got kicked out again, didn't you?
Shut up, Mom, and give me your phone.
Melvin doesn't wait for her response. He lunges forward, grabbing the phone out of her gnarled grip, almost taking the hand with it.
Ow, Melvin! That hurt!
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did!
I don't care. I need your phone. I'll give it back when I'm done. Just shut up and let me order this.
He storms off to his bedroom, slamming the door behind him.
Stupid Mom. Just stupid, stupid, stupid.
Melvin plops down on his bed, sending a waft of funk billowing into the air. He ignores the stench as he brings up the Amazon app.
There you are. And screw Mom. I'm using her credit card. She deserves it after being such a bitch about her phone.
A whooshing sound fills his room, and he pumps a fist into the air.
Ordered with free overnight delivery.
Melvin literally waits all night on the front stoop, his eyes locked onto the road, ready for when the delivery van arrives sometime between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. When the sun finally rises, Melvin eases himself behind the dead bushes next to the stoop, avoiding any interactions with his neighbors as they walk their dogs or get into their cars to head off to work. Melvin's legs are cramping by the time the Amazon van pulls into his driveway. He watches through brittle branches as the delivery driver hops out, goes to the back of the van, opens both doors, then slides out a large, flat box.
That's mine!
The delivery driver jumps and almost drops the box as Melvin leaps to his feet and hurries across the dead lawn to the truck. He yanks the box out of the driver's hands and races back inside his house. Melvin is in his room and connecting the new monitor before the stunned delivery driver even has a chance to log the delivery, get back into his van, and back out. The sound of the van driving away is mixed with the sound of Melvin's computer booting up. Squealing tires come from outside, and corporate branded chimes come from inside. Melvin hears none of it. He's all eyes, and those eyes are on the new monitor as the computer starts up. The second he sees his home screen, he launches his VPN and dives into a furious search for a specific person with a specific item that he wanted to win in that damn auction. An item he should have won. His fingers tremble with anger as he types. It takes him all morning before he finds what he needs. To his surprise, the address is for a house only 2 towns over.
Perfect! Your ass is mine now.
His mother shouts at him as he runs out of his room and into the garage.
Pick up some more cereal while you're out.
No, Mom! Get off your dead ass and go pick it up your own damn self!
Melvin knows she can't do that. He smiles at that knowledge as he gets into the horizon and backs out of his driveway. First stop is gas, and he uses his mother's credit card for that. Then he stops for a cheese biscuit and home fries, using his mother's card again. With the gas tank full and his belly full, Melvin navigates the highways until he reaches the town. Then he navigates the back streets until he finds the address. Without bothering to look around, Melvin grabs the tire iron he keeps on the floor next to the driver's seat and gets out. He stomps up to the front door, opens it without knocking, and points at the stunned man sitting on the bench.
You took something from me, and I want it!
The man stands up, wiping Cheeto dust from his fingers on his shirt.
Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out of my house!
Melvin does the opposite and crosses the room, the tire iron lifting then falling. The man collapses across his coffee table, moaning as blood gushes from the crack in his forehead. Melvin leans down, grabs the man by the hair, and lifts his head up.
Where is it?
The guy moans as his eyes flit to the side. Melvin slams the man's face into the coffee table once, twice, 3 times. Then he looks off to the side of the living room at a ratty side table with a single drawer. When Melvin opens the drawer, he smiles so hard that his cheeks hurt.
There you are!
He snatches out a passport. But it's not a United States passport. No, the seal on the front is from somewhere much, much further south, and it's not Argentina.
The passport, to hell!
He presses the passport to his chest and sighs.
Finally!
Then he pulls it away and looks at the picture inside. It's an image of the man bleeding out only a few feet away, but the image is slowly fading to a blur. Melvin smiles.
That's right. Now you're mine. Get his damn picture out of there.
The guy slumped across the coffee table moans again. Melvin walks over and slams the tire iron against the back of his skull. The man goes still. Melvin wipes the tire iron on the back of the guy's shirt and sneers down at the body.
Teach you to steal from the Annihilator.
He's out of the house and back in his mother's horizon in minutes. He opens the passport again, and the man's face is completely gone from the photo. A new face is slowly starting to appear, and Melvin grins maniacally as he recognizes the new one. When Melvin finally returns home and pulls into his driveway, one of his neighbors is standing there, blocking his way. Melvin lays on the horn, and the man walks around to the driver's window, making a roll-it-down gesture.
What do you want, Tom? I'm really busy right now.
Melvin, I am done telling you this, but you have to take care of your yard. This lawn has become an eyesore.
Start maintaining the yard or I'm calling the city. They will find you, you know?
Melvin shoves the door open, forcing Tom to stumble back.
You think I care?
He shakes the passport at neighbor Tom.
Lawns are for simpering cucks like you, Tom.
Melvin gives Tom a hard shove, knocking the man onto his ass. A cloud of dirt poofs up from the dead lawn.
What is wrong with you, Melvin? Nothing is wrong with me, you little bitch. It's you who is wrong. You and your bitch wife. Go to hell, Melvin. I'm planning on it.
He hops back into his car and pulls it into the garage. He laughs as he gets out and can just see Tom still sitting in the dirt, stunned and wide-eyed. Then the garage door closes and Melvin hurries into his house.
Mom, I got it! I fucking got it!
He storms over to his mother's recliner and jams the passport in her face.
See? It's real! A real passport to hell! And you didn't believe that I could get it!
His mother says nothing.
That's right! I got it! And it's super cool! Hell, here I come!
He shakes the passport in her face again. Of course, Melvin's mother's desiccated corpse sees nothing. But Melvin doesn't realize this. He absolutely refuses to realize this. To Melvin, his mother is alive and well. How could she be dead? It's not like Melvin poisoned her years ago or anything. Melvin yanks the passport back and stares at the photo. It's no longer a blurry mess. Now it is fully defined. A fully defined photo of Melvin's face.
Yeah, it's super cool! Now I can go to hell and find Dad and kick his ass! What an asshole, right? I shoot him 15 times, and he does what? Dies? What a little bitch!
He lifts his chin to the ceiling and bellows.
I'm coming for you, Dad!
Melvin stomps to his bedroom and sits down in front of his computer. He brings up the auction website and smiles as he sees that his bid is still the highest for the train ticket to hell. It's not like he's going to just walk into the place. The Annihilator doesn't walk anywhere, thank you very much. That would be crazy.
I want to go with. Get me a ticket too.
Shut up, Mom! You just be dead weight. And Dad hates you anyway, so the answer is a big fat no.
But I want to go.
Shut up and watch your damn TV shows.
Melvin stares at the new monitor and watches as the auction clock slowly counts down. But he's not worried. Even if he loses, he always has the Plymouth Horizon and his tire iron. He'll get the train ticket to hell one way or the other.
What are we having for dinner?
Mom, shut up!
Valentine's Day is almost here, and No Sleep Coffee has the perfect way to share the love. For a limited time, buy one 12-ounce bag and get one free with promo code VDayBOGO at nosleepcoffee.com, making it easy to gift a bag while keeping one for yourself. Unlike store-bought coffee roasted months ago and left on the shelves, No Sleep Coffee is roasted to order and shipped out right away for maximum freshness, delivering a richer aroma, bolder flavor, and a smooth finish you just won't get from store-bought coffee. This Valentine's Day special ends February 13th, so don't wait. Visit nosleepcoffee.com and use promo code VDayBOGO at checkout to get your free 12-ounce bag of No Sleep Coffee today. Drake loads the bong, as if I hadn't just told him what I'd just told him.
Dude, are you even listening? Huh? What? Yeah, I'm totally listening. Heard everything you said. Just gotta get my head on straight before shit gets weirder. Okay, good. Because if you aren't gonna pay attention, then I'm not even gonna bother. Bother with what? What? You said you wouldn't even bother. With what? What wouldn't you bother with? Showing you what's in the damn cage. Nah, cool. Can't wait to see. Just let me get this packed. Where's my lighter? There it is.
Drake lights the flame and puts his lips to the glass, then sucks so hard I think the bong will turn inside out, and he'll swallow it right before my eyes, which, considering what's in the cage in the back of my pickup truck, would only be the second weirdest thing I've seen this week. Well, maybe the third weirdest, possibly the fourth. To say Drake coughs is an understatement. The guy basically doubles over and hurls his lungs out onto the carpet, which would beat the swallowing the bong strangeness by a mile. Still not stranger than what I have in the back of my pickup truck, though. Drake finally stops coughing.
You good?
He holds up a finger and takes another hit off the bong until the bowl is empty. The coughing starts again. All I can do is lean back in my chair and wait.
Okay.
Drake takes several deep breaths.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Now, what's this shit about the dark web? I mean, is that really a thing?
Oh, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing.
He offers me the bong, and I wave him off. The last thing I need is to be stoned right now. Not with what I have in the back of my pickup truck.
You know Wilson, right? The dude we used to work with at Ship and Save? Do you know any other Wilsons?
Drake actually thinks on this for a second. I let him. His brain can use the exercise.
I don't think I know any other Wilsons, but I could be wrong. Good. Now listen up.
I stare at the sign above the bar door, the Shelf. Stupid name. The inside was stupider than the name. I'd driven by the place 100 times, 1,000 times, but never wanted to go inside. My instincts were correct when I saw the ratty decor and the even rattier clientele, and one of them was waving at me from a back booth.
Hey, Brad. Long time no see.
I sat down across from my old manager and shook my head.
Don't say that. It's racist.
Seriously? Who cares?
Wilson had always been a prick.
Okay, man. You called me here. Why? We haven't spoken since you got fired for embezzling.
Allegedly. They never could prove a damn thing.
So you didn't embezzle?
Wilson shrugged.
That's what I thought.
All in the past, man.
What I want to talk to you about is your future. I'm not coming to work for you again, man. No offense, but you sucked as a manager.
First, ouch. Second, I don't want you to work for me.
I want you to work with me.
I crossed my arms over my chest, highly skeptical.
Doing what exactly?
Wilson leaned across the table.
You ever hear of the dark web? On TV and shit, yeah. Well, it's a lot more real than what you see on TV.
He gave me a huge grin.
And I have a straight line to a sure way to make us all rich. Awesome. But what's this us?
You and your bud. What's his name? Drake.
You guys help me out, and it'll be worth your while. Like how much worth our while?
Wilson looks around to make sure no one is listening and leaned even further across the table.
Like 6 figures worth your while.
He glanced left, then glanced right.
A month. Bullshit!
He laughed with me and leaned back into the booth. Shaking his head, he just smiled. I waited for him to keep talking, but when he didn't, I started to get up. He grabbed my wrist and pulled hard.
Hold on, Brad. You haven't heard my offer. Not interested, man. This is obviously some scam. Or you're high on crack.
I haven't done crack in years. Well, months.
Okay, weeks. But I'm not high now. No way. Not with what I have out in the back of my van. No way, no way. Gotta stay sharp with these things. The thing in your van? What do you have in your van? Have you ever heard of cryptids? The Shelf? You went to the Shelf?
Drake's looking for his lighter again, not realizing it's already in his hand. Frowning, he gives me a hurt look.
Aw, man. I always wanted to go there. Can't believe you went without me. Drake? Yeah. You were out of town because of your great aunt, remember? Oh, right. Yeah. Sorta. What's wrong with her again? Is it cancer or something? It was, yeah. She died from it. You were at her funeral. Shit. That's right.
He's still looking for the lighter. I'm not helping him. He's on his own with this one.
So Wilson asks me if I know what cryptids are.
Drake bends over and looks under the couch from between his legs.
Where the fuck is that lighter? Do you know what a cryptid is, Drake?
Drake is getting more and more frustrated at not realizing the lighter is still gripped in his hand.
Drake, do you know what cryptids are? Yeah, sure, like werewolves and the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot.
He's standing now and spinning in a slow circle, fruitlessly hunting for the lighter.
Exactly.
Drake's oblivious to my growing annoyance at his lighter antics.
Drake, sit down and listen.
He blinks at me a few times.
You cool, Brad? You seem tense. Dude, I swear to God.
He holds his hands up in surrender, then sees the lighter and pumps both fists in the air.
Found it!
He's back on the couch and about to light up the bong again, but he pauses and frowns over at me.
Shit, man. I'm sorry. You were saying something. Keep talking. I'm listening. Just gonna hit this real quick.
Nervous as all hell to be alone with Wilson as we walked to his rusty, dusty van, I glanced around the deserted parking lot behind the ratty bar. If the guy wanted to get all Buffalo Bill on me, I wouldn't be finding any heroes around anywhere to save my ass.
Dude, I gotta work in the morning. After I show you this, and you say yes to my proposal, you won't have to go to work ever again. And what's this proposal of yours? You want me and Drake to take care of and feed some animal you got from across the border? Why not just put it in a kennel? You can't put something like this in a kennel, Brad. No way. Because it's a cryptid? Exactly. Some supernatural monster? I'm not sure if it's supernatural.
He shrugged.
Could be. I don't know. What I do know is it is worth a ton of money. Really? How much did you pay for it?
Wilson looked around the parking lot like someone was going to overhear us. There wasn't a soul anywhere in sight, and I doubted that the barflies inside would ever twitch from their bar stools, even if a gaggle of cheerleaders were screaming bloody murder from the parking lot.
$750,000.
I gulped and raised my eyebrows.
Where did you get that kind of money?
He grinned.
Maybe there was more truth to that embezzlement claim than anyone thinks. Dude, there isn't more to the claim because everyone thinks you did it. Doesn't matter. What does matter is I can turn this thing around and sell it for twice what I paid for it. Good for you, Wilson. You should do that. What I need to do is get going.
Wilson grabbed my arm before I could turn away.
I'll split it with you guys. 75-25. Let me go, man. I'm tired of your BS. It's not BS. Here, let me get my laptop.
He hurried around to the front of the van and climbed inside. When he emerged, he had a laptop in his hand and was already turning it on. He typed for a minute, then spun the computer around for me to see.
There, see? The auction is already up. 1.5 million.
I studied the screen for a while and had to admit that the website looked legit. Weird and creepy, but legit.
Great. I still don't understand why you need me and Drake.
Wilson turned the laptop around and closed it. Then he went and set it back inside his van. When he returned, he looked sheepish.
Yeah, well, I need your garage. I don't have a garage. But Drake does. You're the responsible one and would be in charge. While Drake has a garage where we can stash the cage until the auction is over. You need a garage? Use yours. I live in an apartment. You guys are the only ones I know who have access to a garage.
I frowned at him, and he shuffled his feet.
Okay, you are the only one who has access to a garage who answered my text. That tracks.
I looked the van up and down.
So you're saying that you'll pay me and Drake nearly $400,000 to feed and take care of some cryptid until this dark web auction goes through and you can sell it for twice what you paid? That's what you're telling me. Well, you wouldn't get paid until after the sale, but yeah. That's a lot of cash for pet sitting. Yeah, well, it's not a pet. You'd be earning your money, that's for sure. So this thing is dangerous? Oh yeah, very dangerous. And you are willing to trust me and Drake with it?
Wilson shrugged.
Oh, right. I'm the only one who responded to your text. But I know you guys can handle it. You were my star shift supervisor, Brad, and Drake was, well, Drake has a garage.
I shook my head.
Before you say no, you gotta see this thing. Once you see it, you'll say yes because it's so damn cool.
He walked to the back of the van and grabbed the door handles. Then he laughed.
If anything happens to me, my laptop password is FunkyButt69, all lowercase, all one word.
When I didn't laugh with him, he frowned.
Just kidding, I'll be fine. Is that really your laptop password?
He didn't respond. Instead, he yanked the van doors wide open and stepped back.
Ta-da!
I walked around and took a look inside. All I could see was a large cube shape covered with a thick, heavy tarp.
Wow, a tarp. Oh crap, right.
He hopped into the back of the van, grabbed the edge of the tarp, and pulled it free, revealing a large steel cage. It looked like something out of an old-time freak show. The bars were thick, and the cage looked strong enough that it could get stomped by Godzilla and it'd be fine. Then I saw something curled up in a heap of fur in the far corner. Its chest rose up and down, but it didn't move, and the smell, it was awful.
What is it? Can't you tell? Why would I know what it is? Weren't you and Drake into strange internet shit? Like that creepypasta and those UFO conspiracies and all that? Yeah, but that doesn't mean I know what the hell that thing is. It's obviously a chupacabra. A chupacabra? Isn't that like a Mexican werewolf? No, it's not like that at all. A chupacabra is sorta a mix between a coyote, a goat, and a demon. And you thought it'd be a good idea to have one in the back of your van? No, obviously. That's why I need you guys. Driving around with this thing is definitely not a good idea.
I looked at the sad pile of fur and shook my head again.
It doesn't look like much. You sure it's a chupacabra? It looks more like it's just a mutated mountain lion. That's because it's resting. Here, I'll show you.
Then Wilson hopped into the back of the van.
I hear they got great drink specials. What? The Shelf. That dive bar. I hear they got really good drink specials. I don't know, dude. Maybe. I didn't order any drinks. Are you paying attention?
Drake leans forward, his arms resting on his thighs, his full attention on me.
Oh, I'm paying attention, man. But we both know chupacabras aren't real. Yeah, well, after what I saw, I'll argue against that any day. What'd you see? What'd Wilson do? Did he poke the mutated mountain lion with a stick or something? Get it all riled up? Pretty much. Okay, then what?
I pause and think about the events that unfolded last night. My stomach turns as images flash through my mind.
Brad? Dude, you okay? You went green. If you really want to know what happened, I'll tell you. But it'd be better if I didn't, okay? All I need is for you to say we can use your garage. I'll handle the rest. Sounds like you got some trauma, man. You don't know the half of it. Then tell me the half of it. If we're going to be partners in this cryptid sitting business, then I gotta know the whole deal, man. Okay, but remember, you asked me to tell you.
Drake twirled his hand in the air.
Get on with it, man. Sue trauma es me trauma.
I take a deep breath and continue. Wilson didn't have a stick. What he did have was a goddamn cattle prod. He even turned and showed it to me, sparking up the tip and cackling like an 8-year-old with a sparkler on the 4th of July.
This'll wake it up.
He started to move close to the cage, then leaned back and looked at the cattle prod.
This is a loaner, so you'll have to get your own. Sorry.
I didn't respond, just stared at him until he moved back close to the cage.
Wakey, wakey.
He jammed that prod up against the ball of fur and let it have it. Sparks flew, and the creature jumped up, wide awake, and not too pleased about being shocked by a cattle prod.
There, see? That's no mutant mountain lion, Brad. That's a 100% authentic chupa fucking cabra, man. Just look it.
It all happened so fast that I wasn't sure what I was looking at for a minute. 1 second, Wilson's arm was jabbing the chupacabra with a cattle prod. The next second, the arm and prod were on the bottom of the cage.
What's this? What's going on?
He stood there, blood gushing from his stump of his shoulder like I was watching a samurai movie. It sprayed the inside of the van, the cage, the chupacabra, and the severed arm holding the no longer sparking cattle prod.
Hey, Brad.
I gulped hard.
Yeah? Don't forget my password.
Then, a hairy arm reached between the cage's bars and impossibly sharp claws tore Wilson's throat out. Even more blood sprayed everywhere. There wasn't a dry square inch in the back of that van. I rushed forward and slammed the van doors closed. Then, I put my back to them and slid to the ground. I was close to hyperventilating, but I got myself under control. Then the chewing noises started up, and I had to turn and puke right there by the van. After wiping my mouth, I stood up and walked a few yards away. When I turned back, I saw two things. The van was rocking slightly from the feeding time going on inside, and the driver's side door was still open with Wilson's laptop sitting on the front seat. I went and fetched the laptop quickly, then retreated to what I thought was a safe distance. I opened the laptop, typed in the password, which was real, then began searching through Wilson's dark web auction account. It was all real. The monster was up for sale, and there was a bid for $1.5 million. We were gonna be rich. Drake narrows his eyes and glances at the front door.
Hold on. You watched Wilson get butchered by something in a cage? Yeah. And now you're here, at my place with the thing? Yeah. Because it's worth 1.5 million.
2.6.
But you said 1.5. That was the current bid at that time. When the auction closed, it had gone up. And that money is ours? You have access to it? Funky Butt 69, all lowercase, all one word. Holy shit.
Drake hesitates, then jumps up from the couch, clapping his hands together.
Hell yeah! Let's do this! Show me the monster!
Without his enthusiasm, I get up and walk out the front door into his driveway.
Drake Benson, I need to talk to you.
We haven't even got off the porch before Drake's neighbor is hurrying over across her lawn toward us. Mrs. Nussbaum. Nice lady, if you like old women who have nothing better to do than call the cops on everyone she thinks is a trespasser in the neighborhood. Especially if those trespassers have a skin tone darker than pale white, like me.
Drake, you were playing your music too loud again last night. I will not stand for it. I will not.
Sorry, Mrs. Nussbaum. I fell asleep and forgot to turn it down.
Her eyes find me, and I know shit is about to hit the fan.
Who's your darky friend?
Mrs. Nussbaum, that's just not cool to say. And this is Brad. You've met him before?
I don't think so. I'd remember a darky like this.
The old woman racist dismisses me with a nasty look, then turns her anger on my truck and the tarp-covered cage in the back.
What's in this truck? Is it drugs, guns, probably stolen TVs?
She wafts her hand in front of her nose.
And it smells! What are you and your darky friend up to, Drake Benson?
I can tell Drake is about to lose it on the woman, so I step between him and the old racist.
Forget about it, Drake. She's not worth it.
Not worth it? Not worth it? It's you who aren't worth it, darky! Taking all of the welfare and smoking all the drugs?
She wags a finger at both of us.
I have my eyes on you too.
She then turns on her heels and stalks off. We wait for her front door to slam before moving closer to my truck.
I don't know about this, man. Mrs. Nussbaum has really been up my butt lately. Trust me on this.
He kicks his toe against the driveway and stares at the tarp.
Can we even lift it? I was able to back my truck up to Wilson's van and slide it in. We'll just do the same and slide it out into your garage. I don't know. It'll be fine, Drake. Trust me.
Before he can object again, I rush to the driver's door and jump into my truck. Luckily, I already backed into the driveway, so all I have to do is get the bed closer to Drake's garage. Drake moves out of the way as I use the backup camera to get as close as possible, making sure there's still room to maneuver the cage into the garage. Drake has his garage door thrown open by the time I'm done, and he is shoving old boxes out of the way to make room for the cage.
For how long?
I lower the tailgate.
Pretending to be Wilson, I messaged the website, and they said they'll be by for pickup on Sunday.
Drake hems and haws, then slaps his palms against his thighs.
Ah, screw it. You only live once, and being a millionaire would sure make that living a lot easier.
I smile and punch his shoulder.
That's the spirit, dude.
It takes us some serious wrangling, but we manage to get the cage to the edge of my truck bed and sorta ease it down onto the garage's concrete floor. And by sorta, I mean we drop it the last foot and have to jump back to get from getting crushed. The tarp falls away and Drake stares.
Damn, dude. You weren't kidding.
The creature glowers at us, but doesn't move from its spot, tucked into the cage's corner.
A fucking chupacabra. Yup.
He looks at me, and his smile falters.
What is it? What aren't you telling me? The website people gave me some idea on how to care for it. It'll rest a bit now that its belly is full, but it gets hungry fast, so we'll have to feed it again before Sunday. Feed it? Feed it what? Yeah, that's what we need to talk about. But help me get it all the way in first.
Drake jumps, realizing that anyone walking by will definitely see the cage, even with my truck blocking most of the view. We hurry and shove the cage inside the garage and close the door behind us. Then we stand and stare at the thing.
Okay, man. What does it eat? Be straight with me. Yeah. So the website folks say it only eats one thing. Which is what, man? Fucking out with it! I already told you it ate Wilson.
He frowns, then his eyes go huge with realization.
People? It eats people? Unfortunately, yeah. Have you lost your damn mind, dude?
Drake starts to pace.
I need a bong hit. I need like 1 million bong hits.
2.6 million. Drake stops pacing.
Oh, right, yeah.
I squeeze his shoulder.
And we're splitting 50-50. We are? Dude, of course we are. It's your garage, man. True.
Then he smiles, as if he had taken those 2.6 million bong hits. He looks in the direction of Mrs. Nussbaum's house.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if this crazy cryptid's next meal was some nasty, racist old bat who won't leave me alone? Mrs. Nussbaum?
I shake my head.
I don't know about that, man. Kinda risky. Nah, everyone hates her, man, and she lives alone. This thing will be long gone before anyone thinks to check on her.
I laugh.
What? You know, the website folks mentioned another auction coming up. This time for a Yeti. A Yeti? I wonder what they eat. Well, we can probably get it and find out.
Drake nods as he stares at the chupacabra. Then he narrows his eyes and stares at a pile of brown goo on the floor of the cage.
Oh man, what is that? Wilson, I guess. Damn.
He shrugs.
I'm still mad you went to the shelf without me. Dude, after Sunday, we can buy the damn place. Oh, right. Cool.
Then he holds up a fist.
Rock, paper, scissors you for who has to clean up the chupacabra shit.
The app tells me to take a left turn, but I keep driving. I'm earlier than planned and want to get the lay of the land before I park and walk onto the estate. And Rachmaninoff's Piano Concerto No. 2 in C minor is softly playing on the radio while the sun slowly sets across a large, fallow field, tilled and covered for the winter. I'm a sucker for some Rachmaninoff. I steer my nondescript white Hyundai down the wide and winding country lane and just enjoy life for a moment. You have to take the times you are given because you never know when it'll all be over. Even now, a deer could jump out of the underbrush and slam right into my car, sending me spinning and swerving and crashing into the drainage ditch along the side. Maybe my head snaps wrong, and that's all, folks. The lights go out forever. Or I could take the next winding curve and slam right into a farm truck stalled in the middle, or a tractor moving slowly along the side. Then there are heart attacks and strokes and cancer. Although cancer isn't exactly gonna take me out on a moment's notice. But still, that shit is a bitch. I watched or listened to be honest and correct, my handler die slowly from lung cancer. By the time he'd passed, we were conversing only via messaging. He couldn't even speak anymore. That's not how I want to go out. I'll take a header into the ass end of a tractor any day. The last half of the sun is lowering into the horizon, so I find a pullout, park the Hyundai, and just watch the precious, beautiful seconds tick by. A rare flash of green lights up the sky when the sun is almost gone. It's absolutely lovely. Just absolutely lovely. The alarm on my phone goes off, and I stare at it as it sits on its charger on my dash. Cranky old dude is what it says. I use descriptors like that to keep all the jobs straight. Not that I even know if the guy I'm here to see is cranky or old. That's just what my new handler said when she called. I'll shoot you the address. It's some cranky old man in the country. A super rich cranky old man, to be precise. So plan your approach accordingly. You'll have security, both human and tech. Don't take anything for granted, Theo. Per usual, I didn't say anything. I never do. Maybe it's superstition from when I first started in this position, and all communication was one way. I'd get the order, and if I didn't understand something about the job, too bad. I had to figure it out on my own. Now, I can chat back and forth via messaging and make sure the job is clear. But I think the real reason I'm silent when my handler calls is because sound just gives everything away. When I'm on the phone, I'm on mute. Realistically, if I can't trust my handler, then I can't trust anyone. But even still, I'm cautious. Maybe the line is tapped, or the cell call is being scanned and snatched via an antenna. I have no idea what my handler's security protocols are, and I'm not betting my life that they are up to my standards. The last of the setting sun's rays dusts the clouds, and I watch the world turn from bright pink and orange to deep blue, then black. The night looks like it'll be great for stargazing. I'll have to find a spot on the way home before I drive back into the big city's light pollution. Not that the city close by is my home. No, it's just another city, in another state. A place to stay in and get lost in and be anonymous in. I never stay out in the boondocks, even if the job is in the most remote location ever. I plant my flag in the closest metro area and commute from there. Sure, I might end up driving 2, 3, 4 hours to reach the job, but these small communities notice strangers, especially strangers staying at Cousin Esther's B&B or Uncle George's 6-room roadside motel. I don't care if there is a chain hotel nearby. I stay in the city. Chain hotels are staffed by locals, and locals get bored and take photos of guests and text their friends. And that's how things go south fast. Is my identity in a database? Could a stray text to the wrong person trigger an alert in some law enforcement image sweep? I don't know, and I don't want to find out. A nondescript hotel in an okay part of the city is what I need. Okay, I'll admit it. I'm old school. There, I said it. I start the Hyundai up and get it back on the road. But I don't turn around to follow the map's directions back to my location. Going in the front way isn't the plan. Instead, I drive about 3 miles in the opposite direction until I come to a dirt lane that isn't on the map. But it is on satellite images, and as I approach the dirt lane, I see that the satellite images are fairly recent and accurate. The trees and bushes are missing their leaves, since this is winter, and the images were probably taken sometime in late spring or early summer, but everything else is accurate. I take the turn and drive slowly down the rutted lane. To my right is another fallow field. To my left is even more fallowness. But up ahead is a copse of tall evergreens that will do the trick. The second I saw them online, my strategy started to come together. I pull between the 2 tall firs and shut the car off. Then I take the key fob and tuck it into a hidden and very secure pocket inside my waistband. I've tried everything from leaving the key in a magnetic holder under the bumper, to putting it in my shoe, to burying it a few feet from the car. All have their perils. After a few close calls and unfortunate mishaps, I came up with the pocket in the waistband trick, especially since I now only drive cars with the remote engine start feature on the fob. If I'm booking ass away from a job, it helps to have the car running and ready when I hop in. Sometimes you only have a second's head start before the wolves are on you. And speaking of wolves, it's time to get ready. I pop the trunk and hop out of the car, taking a careful look around, and I'm positive I'm completely out of sight. I proceed to the trunk, lift the lid, and gear up. A Glock 19 on my right hip, with 4 extra mags, 2 K-bar knives, 1 on each thigh, a nice Browning 22 for my left ankle, a Mossberg tactical shotgun with a shortened stock strapped to my back, and a bandolier of extra shells across my chest. then my M4 carbine on a strap over my shoulder, and extra mags tucked into pockets on my belt. I double-check the Kevlar vest, making sure it's snug around the sides so I don't catch a stray bullet in the ribs, and pull on my ultra-thin, ultra-light steel mesh gloves. Many times after a job, I'll ditch my gear, just in case some evidence is left behind that can be traced to it. But when it comes to my gloves, they are custom-made and always with me. These babies can stop a machete from taking my fingers off, so it's too much of a risk not to have them pulled snugly over my digits. Easing the trunk closed, I take another look around and orient myself. The sun's set in that direction, so that's east. I need to head west by northwest, so I turn 180 degrees and move off through the copse of evergreens. According to my research, the manor house should be about 2 miles directly across the field at the edge of the evergreens. But I can't exactly cross an open field, can I? So I have to skirt the field, using the drainage ditches as my guide. It takes me about 4 times longer to get to the barbed wire fencing that delineates the manor house's grounds from the more agricultural parts of the area. But the delay is worth it so that I can stay undetected. This isn't a job for the impatient. Man, I knew a guy in my line of work who was definitely undiagnosed adult ADHD. He was a nice guy, lots of fun at the bar and during downtime. But when it came to doing the actual job, he was a mess. Never could focus on the task, always getting distracted. It didn't matter that the man was probably the best pistol shot in the entire world. If you're distracted, you're as good as dead. I already took a bullet in the left eye in Monaco last April. That's not how I intend to go out. I've been at this too long to be taken down by my own stupidity. The second I get sloppy is the second I retire. If my sloppiness doesn't get me killed first. An itch at the back of my mind gets me thinking of my new handler. I don't know why I think of her. Maybe it's the thought of retiring. She came highly recommended, one of 4 on the list my previous handler gave me. He said any of the names could be trusted, but he suggested her because she is young, smart, and knows the lay of the new landscape that our world has become. No more dead drops or dusty P.O. boxes. No more newspapers and trash cans or packages left in the men's room. No, it's all online now. The dark web is what she calls it, or what everyone calls it, I guess. I don't know. I'm from a time when phones were bolted to the wall and your computer could play Pac-Man with really shitty graphics. Don't get me wrong, I'm internet savvy. I have to be in order to do the research that my jobs require. I need to know everything about the target, the location, and the possible blowback after the job is done. I research local law enforcement, I check every detail of every map, I look for any possible surveillance, not just at the location, but along the entire route to and from the job. I do my due diligence. It's just that some of the mystique and charm is lost when all someone has to do to hire a hitman is find the right website, pay the right Bitcoin, and place the order as if they're buying a sweater off Amazon. The spirit isn't there anymore. It's all supply and demand. It's all commerce. I see lights in the distance and clear my mind. No time to waste pining for the old days. I gotta get my head in the game and be ready for action. I remove my Glock and pull a suppressor from a hip pocket. Screwing the suppressor on, I stay close to a hedge line, making sure my matte black outfit is lost against the dark green of the hedge's leaves. Every button, buckle, zipper, and snap is painted black. The last thing I need is a stray glint of metal giving my location away. A cough from only a few yards off freezes me in my tracks. I stand stock still, my Glock angled and ready, and listen hard. Silence, silence, a cough. It's slight and quiet. Someone is trying hard to keep it under wraps, but sound carries in the country, and especially in cold winter air. I wait. A footfall, another, the crunch of a leaf, heading my way. I crouch down and ease myself halfway into the hedge, silently making myself smaller, more hidden. The guard comes around the hedge, his AK-47 gripped properly, but at an angle that is way too low. He needs that rifle up about 6 more inches if he's going to be effective. which he isn't, because I'm here. Before he sees me, I squeeze the trigger twice, putting one bullet right in the middle of his left eyebrow, and the second bullet in his forehead as he collapses. I drop the Glock and am up and catching his body before it can crash to the ground and make any noise. I slip a receiver and small black box into his pocket. Then I slide him under the hedge, retrieve my Glock, and keep heading toward the manor house. A second guard is waiting by the stone steps that lead up to the wide expanse of bay windows and French doors that open out onto the grounds. My research showed me that there would be multiple potted trees along the pathways leading to the stone steps. But it's now winter, and those potted trees must have been moved inside. There's a greenhouse larger than the hotel I'm staying in back in the city on the other side of the manor house. The trees were probably moved there, which doesn't do me much good now, but I'm prepared for this. Instead of heading straight for the steps the moment the guard turns his attention in the opposite direction, I keep moving along the hedge, then hurry past a small fountain and over to a large gazebo. At this point, it's all a risk. I'll have very little cover once I leave the gazebo, but from what I could gather, there are several gaps in the surveillance on this side of the manor house. I can slip through those gaps easily. Of course, nothing is ever so easy. My handler's voice echoes through my head as I push away from the gazebo and cross the open and treacherous 30 yards to a low rock wall that makes up the base of a wraparound stone and concrete patio encircling the manor house.
The guy is paranoid, so be careful. He expects an attack on his life at all times. His security is robust, and his people are well trained. But if you pull this off, the payday is enough for both of us to retire.
And when she sent me the number, I had to agree with her. I could retire 4 times over with this payout. Her percentage would make for a very comfortable life for the next 6 or 7 decades she has left. If she's as young as I think she is. You never really know with the internet, which I guess is another one of my old ways gripes. Things have gotten more connected, but less personal. With my back pressed to the rock wall, I sidestep carefully to my right and move toward the front of the manor house. I don't care how paranoid he is. Nobody ever really thinks a frontal assault is coming. As expected, 4 guards stand watch at the front, 2 up by the main door and 2 down at the bottom of the steps. There are also 8 cameras, 6 laser tripwires, and rumored explosives. But those are only rumors. I couldn't find any specific corroboration that explosives had been installed. Seems risky to me. But the way these rich guys are, the target probably doesn't care what risks he throws his people into, as long as his ass is safe and sound. The men guarding the manor house are alert and at the ready. Still hidden, I slide a small remote from my pocket, wait until all heads are looking away from me, then press the remote's single button. A loud explosion echoes from the back of the manor house. That first guard and a good portion of the hedge are probably missed right now. Just as I thought, none of the guards abandon their posts, but all are distracted and pressing fingers to their earpieces, hoping to hear an update on what the hell is going on. I take advantage of their distraction and come at them fast with my Glock up. 4 guards, 4 bullets, 4 bodies. I'm past the dead guards and at the front door before the explosion's blast stops echoing across the wintry cold estate. And luck is on my side because the front door is unlocked. I slip inside, closing the door quietly behind me. I have maybe 3 or 4 seconds before the fact that none of the front guards are responding to their comms becomes known. I'm in the massive foyer and need to head upstairs now. Racing to the grand staircase, dead center in the manor's house's entryway, I hear shouts and alarms building throughout the place. I ignore it all and move quickly up the stairs, turning left when I reach the landing. I take another left and jog down a long hallway toward a set of double doors. When I reach them, I duck down low and try the handle. Unlocked. Good. They haven't gotten here yet. I slip inside and find myself in the most grotesquely lavish master bedroom I've ever seen. And I took out a sultan once. The room is gold and silk and expensive paintings and sculptures. Jesus, is that a real Rodin on that side table? My research tells me to head to the far closet, which is the second door on the left. I find it, step inside, and slide myself between a rack of suits, where each one costs more than the Hyundai I drove here in. I double-check that my shoes are hidden in the shadows, because I'm no rookie bitch, and wait. The alarms and shouting don't stop. In fact, they get louder as I hear the bedroom door swing open and a stampede of rubber-soled shoes enters.
Sir, we need to get you into the panic room immediately. We are under attack and your safety is of the utmost. No need to bother yourself with all of that, McLean. Everything is exactly as it should be. But sir, no buts necessary, McLean. I am sorry to keep you in the dark on this, but as you know, my friends and I have spent a good amount of time planning our little hunt, and I didn't want any loose lips to sink ships. Hunt, sir? But that isn't until tomorrow. The guests haven't even arrived. On the contrary, McLean, they have been here for most of the day, all hidden somewhere on the estate. It's really quite clever what we've managed to pull off. Sir, I don't understand. You will in a moment.
I hear the man clear his throat.
Excuse me, sir? I believe she said your name was Theo? Is that it? Hello, Theo. You can come out of my closet now. And do be careful with my suits, will you?
I hold my breath, not quite believing he's speaking to me, even though he knows my name and where I'm hiding.
Theo? If you don't show yourself in the next 5 seconds, you'll forfeit your one chance at surviving this ordeal. Because if I send my men in there, I will immediately stop caring about my suits and let them do to you as they wish. And their wishes will be extremely painful and prolonged. You'll beg to die for hours before I'd let you.
I wait. Then I hear a loud sigh.
Your handler's name is Eloise, and you are Theodore Brommel. You were hired to come here tonight and assassinate me. I know all of this because I am the one who hired you. So please, stop making this more difficult than it has to be and show yourself. 1.
I don't bother letting him get to 5. He knows too much to be lying. When I step out of the closet, I see no less than 8 M4 barrels pointed at various parts of my body.
McLean? If you will relieve Theo here of his weapons, please.
The guard steps forward, and I'm quickly stripped of everything, even the hidden weapons.
Beautiful. Now, my name is Alistair Agrippa, but you know that, and I have brought you here for a little game.
He claps his hands together.
There are a dozen of my closest and richest friends outside, all waiting to try to kill you. Personally, I hope they don't. And to show you that I mean that, you will get a 10-second head start. If you make it back to that Hyundai of yours, then you get to live and enjoy the obscene amount of cash I paid for all of this. If you don't, well, then that's that, isn't it? One of my friends will be granted the trophy of your head and have bragging rights that they took down one of the most proficient hitmen in history.
And if I don't play, you'll kill me here and now, right?
Not here, not on this carpet, but yes, you'll be taken outside and shot, or tortured, or shot and tortured. Who knows what could happen to you?
Then I better get running.
Yes, you better. And if this doesn't work out for you, let me say what an honor it is to have met you. I've been a huge admirer from afar. I was quite surprised to see you had a presence online. So unlike you.
He spreads his arms wide.
But I guess it was just meant to be. Isn't the internet a wonderful thing?
If you say so. I prefer being old school. I don't wait for a countdown. I just run. Let them come for me. We'll see just how wonderful the internet is for them. Because, as they are all about to find out, old school is in session.